Welcome to Roughing It with Ruth, the channel where everything is a bit rough around the edges. In this video, I'm going to go over the types of exercises that I like to do to prevent specific backpacking injuries. Before I start, I do just want to say that I am not a doctor, I am not a professional trainer, I'm not any kind of sports professional. These are just the exercises that I find have helped me. They are not necessarily going to be right for everybody else, and if you have something that is bugging you specifically, or if you're feeling any kind of discomfort when you're trying out these exercises, definitely consult a medical professional. And the other thing that I want to say is that even if you do all of these exercises religiously, it doesn't mean that you're never going to get injured out on the trail. No one can guarantee that. And these exercises, while they have helped me a lot, they are not some kind of magic potion that makes you invincible out there. Right, so now that all the boring disclaimer stuff is done, let's start with my favorite exercise first. It is by far the easiest one to do, and the thing that it is best at preventing are blisters. A lot of people, when they start getting into hiking and backpacking, experience blisters or black toenails, some kind of foot issues. Some of those things can be fixed by wearing the correct kind of footwear, the right socks and shoes, but what I have found is by far the most beneficial is spending more time on your feet. This is really easy to do because you do not need a trail to do it. You can get a standing desk if you spend a lot of time working at a desk. You can walk around your house, you can walk around your neighborhood, you can walk around your workplace. All of those things are going to help. And the more time you spend on your feet, the more time your feet will have to get ready for being out on the trail. What I find happens is in the areas where I would get blisters if I didn't do this, I start getting a little, sorry about the cat. I start getting a little bit of chafing and a little bit of sometimes like a little micro blister forming, but that's okay because what that does is it develops a callus on my foot or just a slightly thicker area of skin that is a bit tougher and can handle that strain a bit better. And once I have that, I do not get blisters once I'm out on the trail. When you're starting out, to make this exercise easier, just spend less time on your feet. Just walk around on nice flat surfaces, spend some time standing up while you're cooking, while you're working, and you can gradually build up to spending more time actually hiking on maybe a little bit more technical terrain, maybe a little bit more up and down, so that your feet get to move around inside of your shoe and really find the places where they need to toughen up. The second exercise that I'm going to mention is the one that I actually dislike the most, and I think a lot of people maybe dislike it as much as I do, and that is cardio. Any kind of cardio is going to be beneficial when you're out on the trail, and the reason why I'm talking about cardio in the context of injury prevention is that if you are less fatigued out there, you are less likely to trip, you're less likely to make poor decisions, you are much more likely to be able to notice the things around you. Now, cardio is extremely personal, I think. If you have not done a lot of exercise before and you're not particularly fit, then almost anything can count as cardio. When you're spending the time on your feet that we just talked about, walking around your neighborhood, if that is increasing your heart rate, that's cardio. So you're killing two birds with one stone. Fantastic. If you're a super fit person like my husband Ralph, then you might need to up the ante a little bit and maybe do some running or trail running, maybe some cycling. Then the next thing that I think is quite important to train and that I don't think a lot of people actually do, but I think it's incredibly beneficial, are balance exercises. Balance exercises are going to help you prevent those kind of traumatic injuries that you might get on the trail from falling or not being able to catch yourself in time when you lose your balance. And it's also going to really help you to balance the weight of a backpack. When you're just starting out with balance exercises, and this is really important, make sure that the area that you pick to do it in is safe, because When you're practicing the balance exercises, there's a really good chance that you are going to overbalance or fall over, and you don't want to fall down a staircase or hit something hard and hurt yourself. Some really easy balance exercises are just standing on one leg. This can actually be really, really challenging. As you get better and better at balancing, you can kind of move around and do a few more exercises, kind of head, shoulders, knees and toes, head, shoulders, knees and toes, so that you're kind of forcing your body to be a little bit off balance and come back to the center again. If you're really struggling with the balance exercises, particularly in the beginning, you can get a chair and just hold onto the chair and then stand on one leg. And as you become a little bit more confident, you can kind of let go for a couple of seconds, but you'll always have that right there just to kind of help you. If you are doing the one-legged exercises, just make sure that you do it equally on both legs. A timer is really helpful here. Once you get really good at the balance exercises, then what I suggest you do is you put on your backpack with a bit of weight in it, and you do all of those same balance exercises with your backpack on. Because carrying a backpack actually completely changes your center of gravity, and it takes quite a while to get used to balancing with that extra weight on your back. So if you can do these balance exercises at home or even out on the trail while you're busy doing a day hike, then I think that is going to be extremely beneficial for helping to prevent falling out on the trail. The third thing that I think is incredibly beneficial for hiking trails of any description, even the flat ones, is to do stairs. And when I say stairs, what I mean actually is just a high step up. A normal staircase is actually not that beneficial, other than being quite a good cardio workout if you do enough of them, because those stairs are quite small. They're made to be easy for humans to walk up, and when you're out on the trail, you're almost certainly not going to have nice even stairs of that size. So what I like to do is get something that is higher than a normal step. I use a chair, but you can use a low wall or any other item of furniture, whatever you choose. Just make sure that it's not going to fall over when you step up onto it. And I then put my leg on it and I step up onto that item. Now, what is really important here is if I just step up like I did now and I look down, straight down at my knee, I can see that this knee of mine is drifting out to the side as I step up. It's definitely not staying centered over my foot. And that's actually really bad for your muscles and your joints. So what I like to do is put my foot up on the item that I'm going to step up on, and then clench my core muscles, or just tighten up my core muscles, and also tighten up my gluteal muscles, so like your bum muscles. So hold some tension there, feel that tension, don't let it go. Then look at your knee, and it's over your foot, and keep that tension in those core muscles, and then step up. And again, just do it an equal number of times on both legs so that both legs get an equal number of repetitions and a good workout. To make this exercise easier, use smaller steps. Just a regular size step is completely fine. Also, if you need a wall or some kind of handhold to help balance you as you're stepping up and down, then make sure that you have that. And as you become more confident, you can do more repetitions and you can go for a slightly higher step up. And once you're really confident about it, you can add the weight of your backpack so that you're actually practicing going up those steps with a backpack on. Okay, and then lastly, number 5, I like to incorporate strength training exercises into my injury prevention regime. I find that strength training is best for preventing repetitive strain injuries. So like my ITB definitely qualified as a repetitive strain injury. If there's something really specific that you do already have a repetitive strain injury for, then you definitely need to consult a professional so that they can tell you exactly which strength training exercises are going to be best for you. The types of exercises that I like to do just generally are the kinds of strength training exercises that mimic walking or stepping up. So for instance, squats, I think are one of the greatest body weight strength training exercises out there, When you do a squat, try to make sure that you push your bum out and that your knees don't go super far forward over your feet. So don't go down to a point where you've lost control of your squat completely. And again, if this is the first time that you're doing it and you're struggling a little bit, have a chair or a wall next to you so that you can use that for a bit of balance. And make sure that when you're doing the squats, you're not going like this. That's not going to help at all. In fact, that might end up injuring you more, because you don't really have any control of what's happening. You're just using your own momentum to go up and down. So it's much better to do the squats nice and slowly, and then as soon as you start losing control of that form, rather take a break and do another set a little bit later. Another exercise that mimics walking that I really like are lunges. So these types of lunges are the type of lunges that I do. Other strength training exercises that I really like are core exercises. This will really help you in carrying the weight of your backpack. It'll help you with your balance. It will help you to be able to catch yourself if you lose your balance a little bit on trail, and it'll also protect your back when you are carrying your backpack. So things like planks, I absolutely love. There are lots of different versions of planks. I think this is just like the standard version of a plank. You can also have your knees bent but not touching the floor. You can do like a side plank like that. You can do a back plank even, something like this. You can also do exercises like bridges, this kind of bridge exercise. That's also quite good for your core muscles. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you have your own tips and tricks for how to prevent injury out on the trail, then please leave them in the comments below, because I definitely don't know everything and I am always keen to try out new exercises and new methods of doing things. If you would like to see more videos from me, then you can subscribe to my channel to see videos that I'm going to make in the future, or you can click on my channel name to see videos that I've made in the past.